live. I was just sitting there bored a little bit tonight and fed up with what was on TV, and I just thought, why not come live and have a chat? We are going through some interesting energies at the moment, and pop in, say hi, let me know that you are watching. I shall be able to see your comments here on the back end as well, whether you're watching from my page, Leanne Winston Psychic Medium, or from my YouTube page as well. And if you haven't already liked my YouTube channel, please do jump over and hit the subscribe button. I'm planning on doing a little bit more on there as well. So you may find there's times that I will go live inside of YouTube that might not necessarily be Facebook or vice versa. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So don't forget to subscribe to Leanne Winston Psychic Medium on YouTube as well. Say hi. Let me know that you can hear me okay. Oh, here we go. It's just taken a little bit for Facebook to kick in. Hey, Kelly. How you going, honey? I hope you're doing well. And Kelly is watching from YouTube. I just thought I'd come live and see how you're going with this energy at the moment, because I know myself, and Spirit's playing in my hair at the moment. I know myself with this energy. I am feeling quite frustrated. I just sort of started the day off thinking, I've been on the road for 4 days. It's me. I'm happy to be back in my own bed last night and slept like a log. I don't think I woke once last night. But I've just been feeling frustrated within myself. I don't feel frustrated at people. I just feel frustrated in general. Like today I've used my camera twice, and I'm frustrated that Santa Claus is still standing back there and the decorations up on the table, the cupboard above me. I was frustrated at something in the laundry before, and it's just the simple little things that don't normally worry me or matter. And I'm really putting this down to the universal energy at the moment. I know we are in retrograde, and that very much works with technology. And that's how my morning started off, with technology frustrating the shit out of me, so to speak. Facebook didn't want to do its thing. Then I was checking emails, and that was running slow. And it's just a constant lot of things. I'm just going to say hi to a few people. Hey, Nat. How you going, gorgeous? Alison is here. Hey, honey. How are you? Juanita's here. Hi, hun. How you going? Deborah is here. Hey, honey. Kim. Hi, gorgeous. Kylie. Kim is struggling as well. Yeah, so it's not just me feeling this. I think a lot of people are. Katrina, hey gorgeous, how you going? And Alison says a lot of nervous energy towards new love and new job coming. I'm even feeling down the stairs. Oh, you fell down the stairs today, honey. I'm so sorry. I hope you didn't hurt yourself and you're okay. And that says a lot of dragonflies around. Yeah, I've been noticing that too. We have a beehive in our backyard, and it's quite funny watching the dragonflies chasing the bees around the backyard. So hundreds of them. Wow. So Nat, who does dragonflies remind you of, honey? I always say those first thoughts is that connection with spirit. It's your monkey mind that steps in and questions it as well. Hey, Emma, how you going, hun? Hey, cuz, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Jazz is also here as well. Tash, hey, honey. Deborah's saying I'm struggling. And my dad made me feel better in my life, and now he's gone. Sending you a big God, please excuse my tiredness. I have been talking for 4 days straight and not making a lot of sense today, believe me, or 5 days straight, I should say. I'm sending you lots of love, honey, and a big healing hug as well. So, honey, when you're in that mindset like you are at the moment, close your eyes and take a nice deep breath and just try to clear your mind. Allow yourself to feel your dad's energy and hear those words of wisdom that he would give you, all right? Because that will be his soul with you. Just because we can no longer see the physical body doesn't mean that we always lose connection of the soul side of it as well. And actually, hey, Lily, I will come back and say hi. Let me come back to that in a second. I want to talk about people's intuition. Katrina, I'm not really doing messages just yet at the moment. Juanita's saying frustrated, feelings absolutely. Dragonflies will go. You're seeing the dragonflies as well, hun. So who comes to mind for you, hun, with that? Alison's laugh, my foot hurts. Oh, my daughter's got a sore foot too. And it seems to be one thing that takes forever to heal as well. So sending lots of healing. I'm tough and will survive. Of course you will, honey. Hey, Shana, how you going? And Tash had a great weekend. Seen my niece for the first time in 9 years. Oh, my God, how exciting. Always have survived, also have a severe ear infection. Oh, hun, sorry to hear that. And Shannon's just saying, I just jumped by like 5 people over the weekend. Would love some guidance. I've just jumped by like 5 people. I'm not sure what you mean from that. From my dad, from above. All right. Okay. All right, we've got a few people asking for you messages. I am feeling rather tired at the moment after being, we see what I mean? Can't even get my words out. We headed to we headed to Bordertown and started reading there Wednesday through to Friday, and then went to Mount Gambier until Sunday afternoon and came home. So, like I said, been on the road for a few days in other people's beds, and I just missed my own bed so much. And it's funny because as I'm getting older, I love my bed, I love my furniture, and you go into other people's homes, and I'm talking like Airbnbs and that, and the beds just aren't the same, obviously. You either get a house where the beds are so comfortable and the furniture is uncomfortable, or vice versa sort of thing. So it is like you really start to count until you come home. But it's been amazing meeting so many beautiful new people. Things are moving in this house, and some return clients as well. I think my daughter must be in the kitchen doing something. Sandra says, hi, Leanne, feeling really off today. Headache and feeling a bit sick. Sorry, guys, I'm flicking my pen. Got to stop doing that. Oh, honey, I'm sending lots of love and healing out to you as well. And it's funny because I've had a dull headache all day today and just feeling really tired, exhausted, which is quite normal for me to feel tired and exhausted after being away and doing sort of a lot of readings in that sense, but the headache's not normal for me either with that. And now I've noticed I've come out in a freaking cold sore as well by the look of it. Kim, yep, creature comforts of home, definitely. I had my mum with me and Roz came with me this time. Or Roz and I usually travel together, but we actually had some fun on, I want to say Thursday night, the last night that we stayed in Bordertown, because we stayed in this beautiful old 1800 century house and had this amazing cellar downstairs. So we actually dragged our butts down the stairs and we sat there and did a ghost box session where it brings through voices and stuff from spirit. So it was quite a lot of fun as well. And that's just saying related to time flies by so fast, too fast. I broke my toe. Must be the month for feet issue. It is. There's 3 of you now, counting my daughter as well. Fingers crossed my feet are going to be fine. My feet will be fine. I'm changing that wording. So beautiful. All right. I was going to, or Spirit was drawing me touching on people's intuition because I love the way you guys are seeing the dragonflies and the different signs and stuff like that. And the signs are really heightened at the moment. The universal energy is going through massive, massive shifts. And, the last few months we have had stuff, and I want to say the last 5-6 months, we've had stuff in the universal energy happen with the alignment and planets and different stuff that we haven't had for like 60 years. So I know myself, I've never experienced that stuff before. And I'm guessing a reasonable portion of you are the same as well with that. So it is really important to go with the flow, like the frustration and this energy today, it's like, can I be bothered? No, I can't. Yes, I can. Things not going the way they're meant to. And I guess in a sense, it was Spirit's way of saying, okay, you need a break, sort of thing, because I did, schedule a 4-day of clients today, which I shouldn't have after being away for the week, or most of the week, I should say. So we need to start listening to our intuition. And that is really one big thing that we are going to find this year, that a lot of our intuition is going to start to open up. It's getting stronger. So those that are intuitive already and aware of it, you will find you will evolve quite quickly and it will get really stronger. So the way you get your information, the way the strength, the signage, you may find may change to what you're used to in that sense. Those that haven't been as aware of their intuition are going to find things are going to push to the forefront more. It's going to get stronger. Things are going to happen really intensely and you may not understand it. Some of you may be finding that you're getting anxiety, helps if I can get my words out, anxiety that you wouldn't normally get, or your anxiety is being heightened. And I quite often find myself lately saying to my clients, with your anxiety, look when it hits at the moment and take a moment, look at your life, what's happening in your life at that very time when the anxiety is in heightened or it comes through for the first time, sort of thing. Trust what you feel, you think, you see, you hear, you know. Because basically that is how Spirit will communicate with us. So a lot of people's anxiety is actually connected to their intuition. So if Spirit's trying to get your attention and you're not listening, you're not seeing the signs, they are going to push that side of things more to get your attention. So it's kind of like anxiety, depression is that last push to say, look at what's going on, pay attention, okay? And we're going to find that a lot of us are getting more frustrated. We don't have the time or the energy, and I'm going to just say it as it is, for the bullshit in life. Okay, because I know in myself, and here comes Chip, our dog, to say hello, but I know within myself, my frustration has got a lot different. It has changed, and I'm not as patient as I normally would be. I wouldn't say I'm not as caring as I would normally be, because I don't feel that has changed, but I'm just not being as patient or putting up with as much crap, so to speak. So I know for me, I'm at the stage where you got to set boundaries. You can't keep doing the same things over and over. So by standing in your power, reflecting that energy back at those people that you need to reflect it back, set your boundaries and do you, okay? And when we do us, things are going to flow, because it is very much about nurturing ourselves, okay? I want to ask you a question, and please don't hesitate to put it in the feed, the comments, and I want you to be totally honest with yourselves, and there is no judgment to any of the things I say or anything that you put up on screen and stuff like that. So I want to make that clear. I would like you to start again. I would like you to stop for a moment and think, are you a negative person or are you a positive person? I'd love to know in the comments what you think. All right. So if you could put that there. Okay, where do we get up to? Just while I wait for the comments before I go on with that. Totally feeling the same. I always get my bed when I get back to I just wish I could strap my bed to my car and take with it. I don't know where my husband's going to sleep, but that's okay. Not at this stage, honey, unless I'm drawn to. You can certainly join in Wednesday night for spirit messages, okay? Lily's saying it's so true. Yep. Jazz, exactly, so relatable. Yep, definitely. Kim says, so the depression is a sign that the decisions made are good ones, especially when they can't cry over it. Yep, So true, honey. Jazz is saying negative. Alice, thanks, honey, for sharing. Alison saying always positive. Thank you, honey. Elise, sorry, honey, is saying I'm very negative. My screen keeps moving. Lily is saying I'm positive and always overestimating others. Okay, cool. Alison saying both. Cool. Juanita's saying negative and positive. Can you be both? You can, honey. You can certainly be both. You will find there's times that you go more into that negative mindset, and then other times you'll look for the positive in that side of it. Juanita, I want you to think about it. I want those actually that have answered both negative and positive. I want you to think about, do you think you take on other people's energies? Because sometimes those negative thoughts or even the positive thoughts could be somebody else's energy that you are taking on. All right. So I'd love to know your thoughts on that too, what you think. There is no right or wrong answers, guys, for this stuff either. Alicia's partner tells me to think positive. Yeah, sometimes we need those little reminders. Alison's, I can be both, and last few weeks, yeah, things happen. The energy shifts, and I find it interesting that a lot of you are saying both, and I'm going to elaborate on that in a moment. Both depending on the situation and where I am. Yep, so it could be other people's energies, honey, that you're taking on. Janita's saying, and Juanita, sorry, honey, is saying yes. Alison says, yes, I am an empath, and so very positive. Yeah, and that's the thing, being empaths, we do take on other people's energies, and it is very much about learning what is our energy and what is the energy of a spirit or the energy of the other person, the next person, sort of thing, because there is a very fine line in the sand, so to speak, between those energies, and quite often we can take on other people's energy and not realize that it is ours. Alicia says, hey honey, I did click on it. I am both, but mostly positive, definitely taking on others' emotions, yeah. And I think you find at the moment it's hard not to. Kim says, okay, gotcha. Then at this point, positive. Perfect. All right. So yeah, we can take on other people's energies, but also you may find that the universal energy is having an effect on you at the moment as well. Because as we go, Spirit's playing with my nose, sorry, as we go through universal changes, and we are going through massive stuff at the moment, and have been, it's like we get these little tests that come up every now and then, and it's like spirits or the universe, whatever you want to call it, is, okay, I'm going to test this one, and I'm going to see how easy they fall back into old habits, or do they keep on that pathway that they're on. So if you're finding that you've done a lot of work on yourself to get yourself in that positive mindset and make change, and then all of a sudden you find yourself slipping back into old habits, old thoughts, old actions, that can be a test to see how we actually handle it. Do we fall back into those old patterns and become the victim or the lower vibration energy or whatever you want to call it? Or do we stop, acknowledge it, give the gratitude and let it go and move forward in a positive way, change the thought patterns, change the habits, sort of thing. So for those that have answered both, I want you to think about, am I taking on other people's energies? Yes or no? Easy question. It's a simple yes or no. So whatever comes into your head first. And then second of all, am I doing old habits, old ways, the old structures? Yes or no? All right. So I'd love to know what you think with that. Yes, so please. Rebecca says, yes, so please. Hugs there. Kisses to you too. I want to be positive. I feel more negative. Okay, cool. So and that's what a lot of people are finding as well. So, it is about pulling yourself up. And the hardest part is recognizing when you are in those negative mindsets. So if you can find a way to listen to yourself, go back within, and take note of your thoughts, the way you react, the way you answer things, and then notice the pattern and then pull yourself up on it. So if you have a negative thought, take a moment, look at why you're thinking the way you are, and try to flip it around. So releasing that negative thought and then replacing it with a positive. Okay, so it can still be along the same lines, but a positive energy, okay, into it. The more you start focusing your energy into that positive energy, the more you're going to manifest that stuff. The more you sit in that negative mindset, the more you're going to find you're going to draw negativity to you. So it's just breaking the pattern of it all, changing the mindset, and being able to continue on. Believe me, we all have negative thoughts. I do at times. But I always pull myself out of it. I'm like, Leanne, that's enough. And then I'll change it. Okay. We are only human, and it's really important to acknowledge that and not put so much pressure on ourselves as well. All right. Juanita says, yes, I used to cry as a child about future. Okay. Did it scare you, Juanita, or are you just the unknown? Carrie wants to be positive, but I feel more negative. Okay, I think I just read that one out. Always carry others' energy. I'm learning to disassociate myself from certain people and energies. And that's the thing. It is, hun. It's so true. It's about setting boundaries, because if you've got negative people that surround you or negative people in your life, especially as an empath, it's hard not to take on that energy. And over the years, I've had to train myself not to do it. But in saying that, the way the universal energy is lately, I'm finding it more hard to set boundaries with those negative people. So there does come a time where you've got to decide, is it worth having those people in your lives or those negative situations? Or do I let go of it? Do you cut the cord, so to speak? Keeping in mind, this year is very much about nurturing ourselves and bringing the focus back within, all right, to allow that magic to happen. Definitely not doing the old habits. I feel reborn again. Beautiful, honey. Excellent. Keep up the good work. Alison says, yes, I said to my new love, I have said, in insurance is simply coming forward, but I am working on them. Beautiful. And sometimes it is about acknowledging those insecurities and stuff, especially if you've been through it in past relationships, and talking with your partner about it openly so they know the signs. If you do get a little bit insecure or something comes up, that they're not going to react to your actions. They will understand, hopefully, if you have a decent partner and an understanding person, that with conversation, they get to know the signs, the patterns, and why you are the way they are. And then you can talk through it together when it does come up. So, maybe it is about giving the other person the permission to pull you up when they see the insecurities without you reacting to that action and becoming heightened. All right. It's finding balance, and it is letting go of the old and breaking those patterns and let go of those things that no longer serve us. I always say when you go through stuff, so Alison, for past relationships, obviously the insecurities come from that, all right? So whether there was some cheating or whatever that has happened in past relationships, take time, take a step back from it. Look at the bigger picture of that relationship and where the insecurities come from, or it could be multiple things that have caused it. But it is about looking at the lessons from that. What did you learn from that? How do you move past those insecurities and be stronger for it? It's not what's happened in the past that matters anymore, because that is the past. it is really about how we move forward and the actions we take with that side of it as well. All right. So hopefully that's helpful for you too, hun. Lucia, sorry, honey, if I said that wrong. I'm going to call you Lou. How's that? I've been working really hard on myself over the past few years to break those old habits and change my reactions with help from counsellors. Perfect, honey. I love it, and well done. Keep up the good work. And that is a really good point. If people need help and find it hard to do this stuff on yourself, please do reach out to professionals and ask for help. There is nothing wrong with getting help. Sometimes it's great to have somebody else's input. I myself offer programs for people, the Epic Life 6-week program, where I work one-on-one with you, and we go into those things as well with that. So that is there if anybody's interested. I'm sure I have it on my website now. If anybody wants more information about that, you can certainly inbox me about that. Liz says, recently I was near a person I knew, and I suddenly felt like crying. Their energy was overwhelming. They have just left for a big road trip for releasing from life stress. Empath, honey. Okay. The joys of being an empath, and that's the thing, we pick up people's emotions and feelings and pains and stuff like that. So you've got to make sure that you release that, honey, that you don't take it on yourself. I always say that spirit gives us that stuff for a reason. So whether it's about having a better understanding of why people are the way they are, looking at the bigger picture, so to speak, or helping them in the healing, we need to know that stuff for a reason. That's why I believe they give it to us. So, honey, for those that are empathic and they pick up stuff and they don't know if it's their energy or the energy of others, I always say, well, I used to say to spirit, in my head, people didn't need to know that I was doing it. Is this my energy or not? Yes or no, always yes or no questions. And if it came back yes, then I knew I had to go deeper into it and look at what's going on. If I got back no, I would then, sorry, I'm trying not to yawn, I am tired. I would then acknowledge what was coming up, give gratitude for it, and release it back to the universe, because it wasn't mine to hold on to. And that's the thing, a lot of people take on other people's energies, not realizing that it's somebody else's and not theirs. Okay. Emily says, I have done 2 pregnancy tests. Just wondering, am I actually, oh goodness, sorry. I'm super excited. It's actually a miracle. I get goosebumps with that, honey, and that's usually my sign for clarification. So I'm excited for you as well. All right. Rebecca says, needing to accept people for who they are. That is a huge lesson. Yes, yes, yes. Now, in that, I want to elaborate on that as well. Now, I'm a big believer in accepting people for the way they are. I'm a big believer in people are the way they are for a reason. Usually something's happened in their life, trauma, or it's to do with their upbringing, their conditioning, whatever, their beliefs. Sorry, I've got to yawn. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. I couldn't hold that one in any longer. So, there's a reason they've gone down that pathway. And it is about having no judgment, but being considerate of those people. But there does come a time where we need to set our boundaries, and we need to know what we are willing to put up with and what we're willing not to put up with. How, because we give permission to people, even though we don't realize we're doing it at times, we give permission to people to treat us a certain way. Now, if you got somebody that is a certain way and you're being very understanding of the way they are, there's also in not everybody, but certain people, you've got to have boundaries set and know what you're willing to put up with and what you're not. Now, I'm all for helping people and helping them make changes, but at the same time, they need to do the work on themselves. And what I quite often find in people that I try to help and understand is you get to a certain point where, okay, I'm helping, you see little changes, but they take half a step forward and then they take 3 steps back. And then all of a sudden, it's like the victim energy. It's everybody else's fault. It's not mine. Everything happens to me. I don't understand why. So you step in, you start helping again. Then you start making those little steps forward, and then it's big steps back again. And the focus goes more and more on them, and they become very involved in themselves. It is setting the boundaries, like I said, on how much you're willing to put up with. How much of yourself are you willing to give when you're not getting back? Because in situations like that, those people in those negative mindsets, those victim energies, will want the attention. It needs to be about them, and it doesn't matter how big or small it is. Usually it's bigger, and they're not happy until they get it. So what we're doing is we're feeding into their energy. We're giving them what they want. We're empowering them, but at the same time, we're giving away ourselves. We lose ourselves in those situations. Another question for you guys, I'd love you to put in the questions. Would you say you are a victim? And I'll explain that in a moment. Or are you more of a loving, balanced energy? Now, the loving, balanced energy is the sort of person that sort of sits more in that loving light and will help anybody do anything, and more than likely always saying yes to people. And the lower vibrational people, what I call the victim energy, are those people that's always like, everything happens to me. Why me? Why can't I be happy? It's everybody else's fault bar my own. Okay. Once again, no judgment on answers. And I ask people not to judge others as well, because I'd love to know where your energy sits. Pardon me, because it's really important for people to realize that we can break these patterns and not get stuck in it. So if you are in a negative pattern and you find yourself also moving into that victim sort of energy, because I'm going to say negativity sits here, the victim energy is much lower. Okay. So that's just something that I think is really important for people to realize. So it's like, I want to say victim energies, those sitting in that energy at the moment, I would say they're sitting more in a 3D energy. The others would be sitting in about a 4-ish, the negatives, and 4 or 5. And those sitting in that loving light energy higher up, you're probably sitting in an 8 or 9 dimension at the moment. So, all right. Emily says, I have so much energy at the moment. Some of it is so much anxiety. Do you think I'm pregnant? I do feel positive, because I'm getting goosebumps with that. I've got to stop playing with my pen. Sorry, it's one of those flick pens with the multicolours. Also, should I cut my family off? They are toxic people. And that's a good point, hun. If people are toxic and yet you cannot control that energy and not take it on, what else can you do, Barn? Either let them into your life and let them bring you down, or you set your boundaries and cut them off. When we remove toxic people out of our lives, you feel so much lighter. And I've had to do it over the years and set boundaries. And it's only you that can make that decision. But sit with it. If you don't feel you can manage those toxic people and not take on their energy and allow them to have that control, yes, I say get rid of them, because you will feel much better without them around. Surrounding yourself with like-minded souls helps too. Oh, yeah, that's a big thing. And like-minded souls can be like family, soul family. You got your blood relatives, and then you got your soul family. Blood relatives can be hard work at times. I'm laughing because some of mine might be listening. Soul family is the sort of people that you're just so much like-minded. You feel each other's energies. You might not talk for months on end, but when you do connect, you pick up like it was yesterday, and it's just easy. All right. So that is the difference with that, but totally agree with you. All right. Alison says new relationship is being up and down, being worthy, and we are both working through this. And it is it's great that he is very mutual and emotional, and I can see it more beautiful. I love it, honey. Well done. Keep up the good work. Hey, Brooke, how you going? Brooke says, do you see us having a healthy pregnancy? I got yes to that straight away. Children would feel blessed to be able to have one more. I love it. All right. So I'm not actually really doing questions tonight, but I'm talking about energy and empaths and whatnot. So how as an empath and sensitive do you need not have these energies affect you? It's learning not to take it on, honey. Like, as an empath, it is hard, but it's realizing what is yours and what's not, setting those boundaries, protecting your energy. Sometimes we need to mirror it back at people. The other way is to acknowledge the energy that's coming up rather than shutting it down as well. So for me, if I walk up in a shopping centre and I start feeling other people's emotions and pains, I know it's not mine now. Okay, I've done this long enough to know straight away without having to ask the questions. So I just acknowledge it, I send it off with love, and I release it back to the universe if it's not mine. So sometimes by just acknowledging it, it is enough. All right. But there are times that, say when I'm working on cold cases or missing people and stuff like that, in those situations, I've learnt to be able to separate myself from that. So it's like you're able to turn off to that side of stuff. You might see a lot of trauma and different stuff in it, sadness and whatnot, but I don't physically take it on. All right. I kind of, in my own way, I've found a way to be able to release it back to the universe. Okay. If something does affect me, I then take the time to do the work and let it go as well. All right. So hopefully that helps you as well, honey. Okay, more pregnancy questions. I'm just going to go past those. Alice says, thank you. Yes, the past relationship made me feel unworthy. It is the past feeling unworthy and the fact my new relationship is very mutual and we both say positive things to each other. I love it. You know, even if anybody finds it hard to say positive stuff, make your habit of doing it regularly. You might feel like you're working at it and you're forcing it to start with, but it will come naturally the more you make it a habit as well in that way. All right, so well done, Alison. And Donna says, hello, am I going to get a job soon? I get yes, but you need to look in a different direction, hun. All right, Liz says, it was a huge wake-up call that definitely picked up other people's energy. Yeah, it is. Some people feel like they hey, Donna, are actually going through a nervous breakdown when they are constantly doing that if they don't understand what is going on. Emily says, thank you so much. Your clarification means so much to me. You are very welcome, honey. Lou says, yes, need to do that work themselves. You can only help so far. That's it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and their time, and you're just empowering them more and more. Hey, honey, how you going, Charlie? Kim says, yep, exactly. I found 3 backwards. Okay. Juanita is saying love and light. Same to you, honey. Emily says, Jeff, I'm one that says yes to everyone, even if it's not good for me. I hate it. Oh, that's, you know what? That is the hardest thing, to stop being a people pleaser. All right. I know myself at the moment with my frustrations. And for me, frustration has been a big thing since probably mid-December. I'm over people. Now, I work with people. My business is people. Um, and I'm going to say this probably sounds weird when I say that I'm over people, but it's like I don't have the patience for people in the way that I used to. And I honestly feel, talking to more and more people, that it's not just me that's feeling this. All right. So let me know in the comments what you're feeling in the way of people. Are you getting more frustrated with them? Do you not have the patience to put up with stuff like you used to? All right. Because I found myself mid-December losing my shit, so to speak, in the car park one day, being a woman, just being totally irrational in what she was doing, not caring about anybody but herself or her safety. I put myself out for this woman, and to have her then just cut me off in the car park and walk straight across the front of my car within a metre, that I had to slam my window brakes for her to walk through. She didn't care that there was a car parking in it. She just decided to walk through. I'm lucky I was drawn to her energy and I slammed the brakes on. But I literally wanted to wind my window down. I had to stop myself from doing it and saying, do you have a FN death wish? Now, I was about to scream that at top note at her. I had to stop myself, because I'm going, Leanne, you don't do things like that. You might think it occasionally, but you certainly don't yell things out in a car park or directly at somebody like that. And then other little things started happening, and I started speaking up. Like here, a couple of weeks ago, my husband and my daughter wanted to go to the cinema and see a movie that we hadn't done for years. So we did that. Teenage kids, about 14, a group of 10 or so of them, in the cinema, jumping down off of this high ledge and shooting rubber bullets throughout the cinema before it started. And I could see other people getting frustrated. I was picking up on their energies, and I knew some of it was mine and some was there, and I'd had a busy day and just wanted to relax. And when they're running past me, I literally pulled them up and said, this is not a bloody playground. Get outside in the skate park if you want to play. And he sort of stopped in his tracks and went, oh. They went quiet for 5 minutes and went back to distracting or annoying everybody through the rest of the movie as well. So I'm finding myself drawing the line a lot quicker, which is quite interesting in the way the energy is being. And I know it's probably not a lot of mine. And certain things will happen, and I'll go, and I've just done this in the last few days. Something happens and I'll go, right, that's it. That's enough. I can't keep doing this. I've done things for too long. I've been that people pleaser. I have been so understanding. Situations aren't changing, and it's been quite a long time. So I'm cutting it off now. All right. So let me know, are you feeling the same way? Because I think you find there's going to be a few of us that are. Okay. When he says, I feel pregnancy, I had a dream to have a blood test. Go and have it, honey, and see what happens. Kim says, I've been drawn in to the victim energy, which I'm not now climbing out of. Well done, honey. And it's about acknowledging where you're sitting and how you move forward, because we can choose to change that. Some people just aren't ready to change, and they will stay in that victim energy for a very long time. I have been in the victim energy, but I am not there today. Perfect. I love it. I love the way people are owning it, because a lot of people don't see that they are sitting in that victim energy. And that's usually the ones that don't want to help themselves. Like I said, it's the ones that acknowledge it and they change it. Lisa's saying, I'm definitely not a victim. I always try to keep positive, always the down days, and ride them the wave. And that's perfect, honey. Well done. And it is like that. We all have down days. And, for me, I'll give myself, like I might feel down, and like one day, and I'll think, right, I'm giving myself a couple of hours to sit in this energy, move it, and then bugger it off and turn it around. Sometimes it might be a day. I'm going to go, right, I'm having a day. I'm being selfish. It's about me. And I'm going to allow myself to feel that. But I'll go to bed. Tomorrow's a new day and it's a fresh day. I will wake up in a better mood, sort of thing. Like I said, it's acknowledging it and it's changing those patterns and letting it go. Beth, hey honey, how you going? Lovely to see you joining in. Hey Cheryl, long time no see. How are you? Have you guys made that move yet? I have left teaching after 20 years. I have moved to Adelaide from the country. I'm looking for work with Chris. I am looking for work with crystals Reiki and running mindful workshops for children, etc. Will this happen? Yes, bring on the mindful workshops for children. That is a must. See if you can. You're a teacher, honey. You've been involved in the education department. Use the tools and the know on how you can still be involved in the educational side of stuff and bring the wellness side into it as well. I would love to get into schools and do wellness programs because kids need to be given the tools to help them through this stuff. And if they've got that, I think we're going to see a lot less anxiety, a lot less mental health come up because they are equipped better than what the system has allowed them to be in that sense. So teachers, if you can bring mindfulness into your classroom, I want to applaud you because that is going to make for a much better child moving forward. Okay. Emily, and I know teachers are very restricted with what they can do. It's not their fault. So please, one more question. Will I have a healthy pregnancy and will I survive with all my health problems? Yes and yes. That was two. I get yes, honey, and yes on that. Okay. Brooke says, thank you, beautiful. Always grateful for your energy. Oh, honey, it's my pleasure. Thank you for joining in. Please also help me share the love. Invite your friends and family. Share these lives, or if you're watching the replay to your pages, because especially with these impromptu sessions, when we're picking subjects and we're talking through it, you never know when somebody will hear one thing that could make a whole difference and change something in their life. If it can give them a little bit of direction or hope, my job is done. It's just helping that healing process. All right. And so many people do need healing at the moment. All right. Tina, do you see my partner and I having another baby soon? I am more drawn to falling pregnant later in the year, honey. All right. What is it with pregnancy tonight? Kimmy, you going to ask me about pregnancy? No, I know you're not. There seems to be a lot of focus around that. Can I just say before I read Kim's comment, those trying to get pregnant, for those that probably have heard me say this before, I went through years of having fertility issues and took me quite a while to fall pregnant with my first daughter. Went through the whole process, trying to fall pregnant with having a second child, hormone injections, you name it, doctor after doctor, or got Repromed and different stuff, to give up because I hurt my back at work, to fall pregnant by myself. And I honestly believe that we can create blockages. And when we put the focus on getting pregnant, the pressure on ourselves of conceiving, our bodies can work against us. So I always say to couples that are trying to fall pregnant, focus on the two of you coming together. Think about what it is that brings you together or first brought you together, and it still does, and have fun with it. I nearly said be like kids in a playground. I was reminded of saying that to a lady once before, and 8 weeks later she told me she was pregnant, and she did what I said. They went out into a playground. It wasn't what I meant. Let that inner child come out and have fun with it, okay? Have laughter, relax, forget about the pregnancy side of it and just make it about that connection. And when you relax enough and you bring that balance in, your body will do what it is needed. And 99% of the time, people find that, they fall pregnant much quicker by changing that focus. All right, Kim says, unfortunately, due to lockdowns, frustration times for a lot of people, so much negative energy around it in people. Again, it's learning how to move it on. It is. It's acknowledging it. That is so true, Kim. The other thing we need to be careful of is not leaning into the fear. All right. My mum actually brought up today about somebody, like people having booster shots. And I said, Mum, they are going to continue this. I see that in 3, 4, 5, 6 months' time, they're going to ask people to have another booster after already having the double vax and then having one more. The fear is being put out there. And a lot of people instantly lean into fear rather than pulling back and viewing it from a bigger purpose, all right? When it comes to vaxxers, I don't care who's vaxxed, who's not. I'm not going to judge people. I believe that each to their own. You do what's right for you when it's right for you, sort of thing. So, but we don't need to lean into that fear. If we are going to get it, we are going to get it. But it's how we move forward from it. What do we learn? If we go out, and this is the thing, people, I'm literally at the point, I don't know whether to continue on and do the fringe this year or to cancel it for the fact that people are fearful. They don't want to come out. They don't want to mingle with like others they don't know in inside environments. And is it even worth doing it? Because I don't just want to, go all that way every week for 4 or 5 or 6 people to turn up. Okay, so I'm sort of sitting there going, do I cancel it and put my energy into something else this year and then reschedule for next year? Or do I push through it? I think I'm leaning more towards cancelling at this stage because I know a lot of shows have cancelled. But let me know in the comments, are you fearful of going out? Are you somebody that will sit at home and put your life on hold because of the fear that has been built around all this? I understand people have health issues and they need to take care of themselves, and that is totally fair enough as well with that. Like I said, there's no judgment. We do what we need to do to get through whatever it is that we need to. But for me, I choose to continue on with what I'm doing. Like somebody said to me, why are you going to Bordertown and Mount Gambier? You could catch COVID. If I'm going to catch COVID, I'm going to catch COVID, okay? And I will deal with it. Fortunately for me, I can still do my work online if I'm well enough. I just wouldn't be having people in my house for face-to-face readings for a period of time. My husband works in a high environment with COVID around him and has been very fortunate not to catch it. But he wears his mask. He washes his hands. He's being sensible in what he is doing. So for me, my belief is that we can only keep doing what we can do and be careful. But I'm not going to put my life on hold and not do things because of the fear that takes over. I will assess each situation as they come up, trust my intuition, and then make a decision in that way. I'm about to, I'm in the processes of organising a meeting, hopefully within this next week, to reschedule 2 new fairs, where like a psychic fair. My daughter's bouncing around in the dark. I'm not sure what she's doing there. But I trust in the situation, and we will do everything we need to do, providing we can meet all the standards. Do you see a positive outcome for my mum? I got a yes with that one, honey. Kelly from YouTube. I watched a minute video the other day about why empaths are so miserable. Yeah, they take on everybody else's energy, and sometimes they don't realize that that's what it is. They take it on like it's their own. Just because Kelly is coming through from YouTube, you guys don't see that on your side. Just for those that haven't, jump over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, Leanne Winston Psychic Medium, because I'm going to start doing some stuff on there as well. So I might pop in and do little videos every now and then and whatnot. So invite your friends and family to join in. Emily says, how do you learn to not take on other people's energies but still try to help them? So what I quite often tell my students when I'm teaching the psychic and the mediumship, honey, is we need to protect our energy. And I see it like when you go to the shows and you see the kids in those plastic blow-up balls and they put them on the water to run. Imagine yourself in one of those balls. That is your protection. So, or you come up with something that resonates with you. So when people push their energy onto you, it hits your protection no matter what it is, and it bounces off. As your vibrations rise, your intuition gets stronger. You may find people get through your protection. It just means you need to up your protection with something stronger so people can't get through it. I quite often say to people, when you are around negative people, you can see a mirror between you and them in your mind with a reflective side facing them. So as they push that negative on or that lower vibrational energy onto you, you're reflecting it back, and I call it giving them a lesson of their own energy. All right. So you can still be there, still be helpful, but you don't need to take it on. There's quite a few tricks that you can do to do stuff like that. Alicia says, is your usual Wednesday members night running this week? Yeah, honey, it will be. It's a public holiday, and the members will get an email for coming online. So you'll get an email, honey. Checking being a public holiday, I will have a rare Wednesday night. Yay, you got a Wednesday night off. I'd love to see you there. That's a good point to make too, honey. Thank you for the reminder. If you would like to join my memberships, I have two. I have the Inner Circle membership, which is a full membership. That one is normally $297 a year, but it is on special at the moment, I think, until the end of January, which we only got about 6 days left. It's down to about $237, and you also get a bonus deck of my Oracle cards posted out to you as well, as you get about $6,000 worth of courses, meditations, blogs. You can join me on the screen Wednesday nights for my lives and ask questions. You also get a weekly guided Oracle card reading for the week. This month, for the first time, those full memberships are going to actually get a video at the end of every month for the month ahead in guidance as well. So that's something new you guys on the full memberships are going to get. With the full membership, you can join either the full payment once off and then it renews 12 months later, or you can do it monthly for $40 a month and get all that. But for the monthly payment, you don't get the cards. That's just an extra pay in full bonus. My second membership is the LWPM mini membership. So you get access to the Wednesday night lives where you can come up and ask me questions, or you can just view from the green room. You get access to meditations like the other guys do. That are there for you to listen to any time that you want to and as often as you want to. They are my guided meditations that I've written. And you also get the Monday morning card reading every week as well with the guidance cards, and that is $97 for the year or $10 a month as well. So if you're interested, do go to, it's actually above my head, leannewinston.com/become a member, and that will take you through to the payment window where you can choose which membership you want. So the full membership or the mini membership. Thanks, honey, for the reminder. And I look forward to seeing your smiley face on Wednesday night. Juanita says, I see colours. Beautiful. So you see people's auras. I love it. Juanita says, absolutely nervous breakdown. Absolutely agree. Yeah, some people get to that point before they realize it's actually their intuition that is causing them the way they, what they're getting. Okay. I've known several people to have nervous breakdowns where they're actually putting it down to mental health, and it's actually their intuition and connecting with spirit. Beth says, I've been working hard on my new creative ideas. Can you see these expanding? I get yes to that, honey. Have got my handmade treasures in a healing shop in Gola. Beautiful, hun. Well done. Good on you for putting yourself out there. I also get put yourself online. Okay, that's another course that I'm in the middle of putting together. I'm just writing some content for at the moment, is a business course to help people build their social media up, to build their following up, and also to do lives and email lists and all that sort of stuff. So to get yourself present on things like YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, I just totally went blank then, as well as doing these lives and what you need for them and the programs and different things out there that you can use to build all this stuff up. All right. Emily, I think I read Beth. Honestly, yes, I work with childcare, and this is becoming a huge issue. Yeah, definitely. I just wish that they could bring mindfulness in at such a young age. Absolutely feel drained by people and ask the universe to be called to like-minded souls. Perfect. Jump in my membership. You will get to meet like-minded souls as well. Christmas time, we did a Christmas live where my members got free access to a Christmas show. Unfortunately, because of the way things have been this year, I had to do it online. There's lots and lots of different things to do that we were doing. I actually want to start getting out there and doing meet and greets with people as well, and bring like-minded people together in those events, whether it's meeting up at cafes and having coffees and chats, getting to know each other, that type of thing. Lou says, you are not alone. Read the patients. Good, I'm pleased. I am, since I've noticed it in myself, I have noticed a lot, like talking to people, I have noticed a lot of people are finding that, and they're thinking it's them. Sort of thing. And it is really important that we know that it's not us. I think it comes from what we collectively have all gone through over the past 2 years. It's been very hard. It certainly has, but I also think it's to do with where we're moving forward to in that way as well, because we are being asked to step up. And it is about setting those boundaries and standing in our power, our true self as well, rather than, I know for me, in one situation, I'm sick of walking on eggshells. I can't do it anymore, sort of thing. So, there comes a time where you've got to draw that line in the sand. And yeah, it's not always easy, but we need to do it. Debbie says, I'm hearing you lovely. I seem to have no filters lately. I love it. I honestly feel it's for a reason. It really is. And, it's not about arguing. It's not about defending yourselves. It's not sitting in that victim energy. It's, I want to say, speaking their truth, standing in their power, as I said. Paige says, I've been exactly irritated lately and short-tempered, which isn't like myself at all. It's weird, isn't it, Paige? And that's the thing. We know it's not us, but we are caught up in it. All right. Everything happens for a reason. Hey, Melissa, how you going? Could you please give me a time frame on how long this with my is going to go on for, and will he be Okay, and stay with me, please. I actually feel like I get the reference to 4 to 5. So whether I'm looking 4 or 5 weeks or 4 or 5 months with that, kind of feeling it's going to be a little bit on the longer time, honey. And I do get yes. Juanita says, you're such a beautiful soul. I'm so happy I've come across your path with you, Leanne. I'm happy you have come into my pathway too, honey. It's lovely to see you joining in, and I love your energy. All right, that like-mindedness coming together as we were talking about. Cheryl, yes, great to see you. Yes, I've already run those sessions in classes, and yes, perfect, honey. Go hard. I get go hard with them, hun. I want to say travel and do it through different schools. Set yourself up with a program. Beth says, our children are the future. They so are. Emily says, Cheryl, what do you do? I would love some incorporate from this for my childcare. Perfect. Look there, Cheryl, there is an in already. So why not get into the childcare stuff? So maybe, Cheryl, you could reach out to Emily through the comment and just send her a message. Or if you get stuck, reach out. Either of you could reach out to me and I'll put you in contact with the other one. All right. Alicia says, are you looking for training? I've just found a couple of courses which I'm enrolled in as I'm no longer teaching in schools. I'm like, for me, looking for training, I'm running some training courses, honey. Unless you're asking for somebody else. Emily, I can't count your amazing things. You so much. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're very welcome, honey. It's my pleasure. Kim says, my patience has changed as I've aged. At 55, it's like if you don't agree, it's bad. Like I'm only about 5-6 years off of that, hun. So maybe I'm warming up to that. I'm looking for this chat. Loving this chat tonight. Just want what we all need. It helps if I can read. Thank you, honey. It's my pleasure. And it's funny because I was just sitting there on the lounge watching TV, getting frustrated with nothing on Foxtel. The stuff I've got recorded wasn't doing anything for me. And I'm thinking, I just want to be on Facebook more. We need to communicate. We need to talk. People need to know that they aren't in this alone, and more so at the lately, because I think we're going to go through a lot more changes yet where people need the support, the love, and it is very much about sitting in that loving energy. Mandy says, just jump back on the dating scene. Do you see me meeting anyone decent soon? Yes, I feel like I've got somebody in the next 4 or 5 months, honey. I just feel like you're a little bit wary at the moment. Emily, I'm just in the setting up stage at the moment. We'll offer mandala art, crystals and meditations, etc. Oils. Perfect. Maybe Emily can leave you her contact details, or you can swap contact details. Might be a good way of getting up and running with a starter one. This is more of unplanned but good. But God has given me the miracle to conceive. Yes, perfect, honey. You're meant to have children. Ashley says, I know you're not doing any questions, but is there a general one kind of with others in mind? Am I on the right track? I get yes, intuitive-wise, with the signs that I've been picking up on. I knew that was going to drop out. I've been picking up on others, e.g. when a card falls out, I feel like it's for them. Yes, trust that, honey. Or feeling like they need to be checked in on. Yeah, trust your intuition. This is the thing. More and more of us are getting these things, these feelings, these desires. And I always say listen to them because they're coming up for a reason. Okay, and Diana says, hi, can you pick up on a message from Mark? I'm not doing messages from Spirit, honey, tonight, but please do join me Wednesday night. I will certainly be happy to do that. Beth is saying truly blessed. Definitely, honey. Emily, Beth, oh, absolutely, honey. Yeah, love it. Actually, some of you circle might not be allowed in depending on their venue. I'd, yeah, and some of your circle might not be allowed in depending on the venue. TORS. I think you're talking about the fringe, aren't you, hun? I know at the moment when I registered, they said it was up to the venue with how many people we would let in within their government restrictions sort of thing. But masks had to be worn. I know that much. And that's where I'm thinking it's honestly, I'm starting to feel like it's not going to be worth doing. I need to find another way to reach people that need that help at that time. I totally buy an online ticket. I'm not scared, but I'm not allowed in certain locations. That's fair enough. Cheryl says, totally agree with thoughts about COVID. So much fear and unfortunately so much discrimination. That's what scares me the most, is discriminating people. I'm still living my life. Perfect, honey. Let's go into that, because that is something I said to, I think it was my mum I was having a conversation with. I said, what scares me the most is we are taking a massive step backwards. You know, it used to be the discrimination against black and white and stuff over time, okay? Now it's like we are discriminating against those that are vaccinated and those that aren't. Really? Who gives a effing you know what? Okay? If you choose to be vaccinated, you're at a lower risk of getting it, supposedly, if we listen to the government, to the media and stuff like that. If you choose not to be vaccinated and you get it, that is the choice that you have made, and you are likely to be more sicker than most people. All right? Everybody's different with the way they handle it. Yes, circumstances come into it from other illnesses and different stuff with that. My thing is, I honestly don't feel we have the right to judge anybody for their choices, because we all do what is right or wrong. And I'm actually more afraid of the separation in groups of people over the discrimination and what that is going to do. I'm feeling like we're going to end up having riots. We're going to have people hurt, attacked, businesses, damaged because of people discriminating. And we are all in this together. And I believe, or I feel that we need to pull together. We need to do what's right for us, but be very sensible in the way that we do it. So if you are unwell, stay home, get the test, or whatever it is that you need to do. Don't put other people at risk by being the stupidity coming out. But at the same time, we shouldn't be judging each other either. So, everybody's common sense is very different. Common sense usually goes out the door with a lot of people. But if we do the right things, I believe we can get on top of this, and it's going to become like the common cold, where it will have peak seasons, like the flu, the cold season in winter, and we will manage it so much easier. All right. So I don't want to rant too much about that stuff. I just believe there should be no judgment, each to their own. We should not have to defend ourselves in our beliefs, but at the same time, we should not push our beliefs onto other people. I've actually got some friends on my my private page that are anti-vaxxed. They are dead set against it. Yes, that's fine. That's their choice. But when you are constantly saying rant after rant after rant, and it's becoming attacking rants of others, that's what pisses me off the most. Yes, it's your beliefs, and that's fine. I'm not judging them. I'm not questioning them. You do what's right for you, but at the same time, we need to respect other people's side of it as well, because this is where the fear grows. This is where we get that imbalance and the world goes absolutely crazy. You look at over in America, 12 months ago, when a man died when being arrested by the police. Look at the riots from that. Look at the businesses that were damaged. Look at the people that were hurt. All over people taking a stand, and I'm all for taking a stand. I'm all for voicing your opinion, but there has to be a level. We can do it quietly and calmly, but it doesn't have to have violence, damage, and all that stuff. And my thing is, I feel when we continue to discriminate against people, that is the direction it's going to head into. And how long can the government control that for, or the authorities? All right. So, change the subject. Like I said, I'm quite passionate about it. I'm definitely not that fearful from any of the palaver. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so, we could have a whole conversation on that. Facebook would probably shut a lot of it down, but when he says, I've caught COVID and it was just picking up the stepchildren, that's it. It doesn't take much, but if we can tune into our bodies and pick up on the signs and just be careful of what we're doing, we're minimizing our risk. And I'm a big believer, everything happens for a reason. If we are meant to get it, we will get it. We will come out of it stronger. All right. My VA, she didn't get vaxxed to start with, and her husband did. And she works from home, so she figured she didn't need to have it. He was a carrier from his work, brought it home, got a flu for a weekend, and unfortunately she ended up in hospital and didn't think she was going to make it I think she was in hospital for over 3 weeks. So thankfully she is back on pretty much full health now, thankfully. Diane says, actually all the people I know have it fully backed. Yeah. A friend of mine, her son got it over a week ago, or it's probably 2 weeks ago. He came up positive. He had 2 negatives and then a positive within a matter of a couple of days. They didn't get it, but the son did, and I know he was double vaxxed. I'm not fearful. I'm just cautious. My mum is immune. Yeah, and that's the thing. We need to think of other people as well. So, and it is just being aware of others as well. And that's the thing. So many people have been so used to focusing on them, like these victim energies we were talking about before, rather than thinking about others. Like the lady in the car park, she certainly wasn't worried about anybody else but herself back in December, where I nearly lost my shit with her. So we need to think of each other is probably a good way of putting it. Totally agree with your thoughts about it. So far, fear out there so much. Sorry, I must have skipped down that one. Thank you for tonight's chat, Leanne. I've got to run. Good night. Good night, honey. Thank you for joining in. It was a pleasure having you. Not fearful for myself, but more for the potential of giving it to my vulnerable clients. That's it. Exactly. I think my daughter's getting restless waiting for me. Love Angie. Hey there, can I please ask what's next for me? Not doing questions like that. And he's certainly joining in on Wednesday night, 8:30 Adelaide time. I would be honoured to answer that for you then. Lou says it's the discrimination that clients have brought, COVID has brought, which hardest to see, vax versus, I tell you, they should have seen that coming, honestly. That's going to happen. I did the reflection on my partner and fell out over yesterday while I was doing the dishes. Reflection to my partner and fell over. Oh, goodness, it's when you hit your foot. All right. Brad, I'm not actually doing cards to use Tucker, so I can. That's another one of those idiots. Lauren, Melissa, thank you, lovely. It's not knowing and hearing from anyone, just others that, yeah, exactly. Thank you, honey. It keeps jumping on me. Not for the mindfulness. No, for the mindfulness. For the others asking about it for schools and childcare. Beautiful. Thanks, honey. I get you now. Okay. There's some idiots in there. I'll go and block them later. Thank you, Leanne. Enjoy this conversation tonight. You are very welcome, honey. Alicia, you are very welcome, honey. Joe, yes, I'm going to move house this year too. I'm determined. It's a real issue with these separations. Yeah, it certainly is. Discretion already happening. I tell you, it's only going to get worse though. That's what worries me. Exactly, is yeah. Beth, Mr. Flynn, tagging somebody. Deb says, hi, Leanne, just joined in for having a break at work. Hey, Deb, hopefully I've got back to you before your breaks ended. I know I'm a bit behind with comments. It's so sad to see young babies getting the COVID. Oh, I know, it really is. It is scary. Kim, I've loved the comments so much, Leanne, giving us food for thought. Thank you, honey. It is my pleasure, and I am going to have to wind it up as well because I've been on in an hour and a half. It's crazy. I honestly was coming live for 20 minutes and we got started and that was it. Beth says, thank you, Leanne. You are truly blessed and I appreciate you. Thank you, honey, and I appreciate all you guys for joining in and your comments as well. Don't forget to share the love, invite your friends and family in. The more people we can get these messages out to, it only takes one person to take one little snippet and help them move forward in their life. And my messages that I'm putting out there are, doing what they need to as well. And it's really important for everybody. Thanks for coming on, Leanne. I was too. That's why I came on. I'm going to try and do this more. So, guys, if you have subjects you want to talk about, please do inbox me and I would be happy to go live because sometimes you might think, it might be a silly subject or only you feel that way. And by doing this in this way, you'll find there are a lot of people that are feeling the same, like the frustration thing I spoke about. The more and more we talk to people, the more and more it's not just me. There are a lot of us that are doing it. And it is about, I might be able to give you some tools to help you with certain things as well. Deb, we love you, Leanne. Take care. Be safe. Love and light. Thank you, honey. Love to you as well. And I appreciate your beautiful words. All right, gorgeous people, please do stay safe, be sensible, and stand in your power. Do you. Don't worry about anybody else. When you align yourself in that energy and stay true to yourself, the magic's going to happen. Things are going to flow. And if you're interested in those courses, certainly do check out my website, leannewinston.com. If you would like to make a booking with me for a reading, I do have some spaces available. Same thing at leannewinston.com. Become a member. Check out that link above and would love to have you join the inner circle or the mini membership. All right. Take care, beautiful souls. Lots of love. Bye for now.